I'm back from my trip and I have a few things to show you, and I'm also just gonna talk a little bit about it. Which shall I do first? I didn't really plan this out. Let me show you what I got. So obviously I went to the concert, the Danzig concert, and I will touch a little bit on that later, but I'll do the exciting stuff first. I won't make you wait through this video. So I'm gonna show the stuff first before I just yap on. So I got a shirt at the concert, obviously. I had to. And they were a bit picked over, which was crazy because me and my dad actually, we came pretty early, but I ended up getting this shirt. If I can. And then it has the, you know, the dates and the shows on the back. So I went to the one on the 29th at the Kia Forum. They had some hats there too with the little Danzig logo. I tried to convince my dad to get one because he always wears hats, but he didn't. Putting that aside for a second, I also went to the record store again. I went to last time, where I spent way too much money. This time I didn't spend as much because, well, I don't have the funds, and I also didn't have my grandpa with me to who usually is like, nah, I'll pay for it. So they have just an awesome punk selection there. You know, at the places I have near me, it's really difficult to find punk stuff. I don't know why. I actually find metal a lot of the times easier. Obviously, if it's less mainstream, then maybe not, but punk mostly is where I have trouble finding, which sucks because there's a lot I want. But anyways, they have a lot there and it's really cool. And we were kind of, you know, running on time because we went actually on the day of the concert, and you know, LA, there's lots of traffic. My mom was like, okay, you know, we don't have a lot of time, but I was like trying so hard to make sure I saw everything, and then I get kind of overwhelmed in like record stores, especially one like this where there's so many people in your way. Music blaring. I love music, but please turn it down. I can't think. But anyways, sorry, I'm just rambling. I got 2 records and more CDs actually. But the first one I got was one I actually like very recently listened to and really liked, so I was pumped to find this, and that is, can you see it? Agnostic Front, Victim in Pain. Pretty cool. Yeah, like maybe like 3 weeks ago, maybe a month by now, I don't know, I listened to this album. I've heard of Agnostic Front. I think I did try to listen to a song or two a long time ago, and I don't know why, but I didn't like it, and I don't exactly know what I was thinking then, but I really like this album. I haven't even opened it yet. Shall I do that on here? I'll open it in a sec. Let me show you the other record. And the other one that I got is the Dead Boys. Stupid Sharpie marking on there. We Have Come For Your Children. Yeah. I just got home yesterday, so I haven't opened them, and I wanted to keep them sealed while I had to travel home on the plane with them and stuff. Because I wanted to keep them nice. You gotta be kidding me. There's more plastic on it. All right, this one, okay, that was easy actually, never mind. That was easy. All right, we're okay, that's fine. I'm so bad at unboxing things, I gotta give myself positive affirmations while doing it. All right, there it is. All right, next one. Oh, here it is again. Ooh, wow, silver vinyl. Kind of like the minor threat one I got. All right, so that is all the records, but I got 4 CDs. Yeah, 4. And these are what I'm really excited about. So let's start. I got this one first, which is The Damned, their first album. And the like case for it is like this little, opens up this little book, and you know, here's the CD here. And then you flip through. Oh god, okay. I'm trying not to drop the CD. And you've got like pictures, and it just kind of tells like some backstory of the band and the album, and I think it even has some for the songs as well. Next album, which I also was super excited about because I saw this CD at another record store near me a few months ago, and I didn't get it, and I was just thinking, it's like it was meant to be, because I was literally thinking about it like, oh, I need that album. And that is, there's a glare, The Circle Jerks, Group 6. Here's the back. So yeah, that was pretty cool to find. All right, now the last 2 are especially exciting. Which should I show first? I don't know. I'll save the best for last. So I got Danzig, Thrall, Demon Sweat Live. This one, oh, I'm so glad. It was literally, I found it as I was like getting ready to like go get in line and like walk out. Like my mom was like, come on. And I was, you know, passing through. And then all of a sudden, I'm like in the aisle, and I see I'm near like the D section, you know, because how, you know, they're in alphabetical order, which, God, when I'm in a record store, I swear I forget the entire alphabet. Like I have to ask my mom, what letter is after F? I don't know what happens. So I was like, I gotta check the D. I gotta check the Danzig. And sure enough, this was staring me in the face, which this is such a cool cover. I was thinking the other day, I was looking at it, I was listening to a song on my phone, and you know, you can see the album cover, you know, on your phone, you know, and I was thinking, the colors of this are so cool, like the green and the red, and it was executed really well, because I feel like, for me usually at least, green and red, you see it and you automatically think Christmas, but like for this you don't. So props to the artist, because the colors go really well together, and it's just cool. That was just a thought I had. Here's the back. Let me show you this, because it's kind of cool. So obviously you got the CD, which honestly I haven't used CDs in so long. I mean, I used to as like a little kid, but I kind of forgot for a sec, like, how do you use these? You know, it folds out, you get these little pictures. You got the Zig and the Biscuits, another Danzig. Then you got more Danzig, I think, yeah, that's also Danzig. Crowd and Eerie Vaughn. So yeah, I just think the pictures are cool. I like when there's pictures. It's interesting. So yeah, really awesome, really exciting. All right, last but not least, I'm still all giddy about it. I was not expecting this at all. So I got Sam Hain's Final Descent, and you see I haven't even taken the stickers off yet. It says original issue, and it's out of print obviously, which I was like, no way. You know, I kind of do wish it was a different album, because Final Descent isn't my favorite, but I do like it, and it's still Sam Hain, and it's still awesome. And of course also it comes with all the Unholy Passion songs, which is good, cool. So this there was a Sam Hain section, you know, with the rest of the punk stuff, and I looked through it and I didn't see anything as usual. But I went to go look, you know, they have like a new just in section, you know, where new stuff, I guess. Not necessarily new albums, sometimes it is, but just new stuff that has come in, you know, arrived to the store, I guess. So I'm looking through that and I'm walking down, and then they've got this tiny section of CDs, and it was like hard to find, out of print stuff. So I'm like, okay, let me look through this. And, you know, there was a little section for punk, and sure enough, I mean, it didn't take me long to find this, and I freaked out. So yeah, that was really cool. Let me open it up. I'm really excited about that. So here's the CD too, and then I'll show you this picture here. So yeah, that was really, really exciting. And I also looked for some shirts, but they didn't have any in my size. It was all large, extra large, extra, extra large, extra, extra, extra large. How many X's does it even go? I don't even know. But yeah, so that is all I got. Now let's talk about the concert and the trip and the experience. So first thing I want to mention, because I'm still kind of angry about it, and it was kind of funny though. On the flight there, you know, we were in like almost all the way back of the plane. My dad and my sister and me were all in a row. I think we were like the second to last, but it might as well have been a preschool in the back of that plane, because there were so many toddlers, so many babies. I don't exactly know if they were kids or toddlers or what, but they could cry and they could make noise. And, you know, usually I like kids. I love kids. They're fun to be around. It's not like that. It's not weird. Shut up. But kids are funny, and they're honest. They're straight to the point. They tell it to you how it is. But on a plane, when you've got like 4 or 5-year-olds sitting behind you that is just pounding on your seat and hitting it and kicking it, or I don't even know what the kid was doing the entire 5 hours, it gets a little old. It does. And, you know, at first, you know, the first few times, you know, maybe they did it on accident, whatever. And then after a while, you know, I'm just trying to sleep. I got nothing better to do. Just close my eyes, you know. Then it keeps happening, and it's like, oh, okay. So, you know, I do what I feel like most people would do, and you just kind of push the seat back a little, you know, just kind of like, hey, you know. But that didn't work. And, you know, it would go back and forth, you know. The kid would stop for a bit and start again and stop. But then, after a while, they just started, like, hitting on the seat with their hands. and I, you know, did the, you know, kind of elbow the seat back, you know, kind of like, hey, quit it. No, they didn't quit. And so eventually, I just kind of gave up. I was just like sitting there, and then my dad like peered back, I think eventually through the crack of the seat, and like moved like this, told the kid to stop. But yeah, that was a little annoying. And then there was lots of crying and kid chatter, and I gotta tell you, I know for a fact I was not that annoying as a little kid. Most of the time I was afraid to speak. So, but anyways, that doesn't really matter. It's just kind of funny. My dad like just going back and just going like, stop. The flight back was not as bad, though. I don't know what it was, because there was one person behind us, this like old dude, I don't know. And a couple times, all of a sudden, it just started to smell really bad. And, you know, of course, everybody's thinking somebody like farted. And we point fingers at my sister, and my sister's like, I swear it's not me. And then my dad swears it's not him, and I'm like, it's not me. It wasn't me. So like, it must be the dude behind us. just just like killing everybody. It was bad. But anyways, the concert, the part you actually care about, maybe, I don't even know, you might not even care. I gotta take a second to like think about it because it's hard. Like, it was just like so much information to my mind that I almost forget, if that makes sense. I think it was just so surreal that my brain doesn't even want to like believe it was real, so it just like it blocks it out almost. I don't know. So I went with my dad, who is like the least interested in music you could possibly be. Definitely not into Danzig. He listened to some to at least know what he was getting into, and I made a playlist. I called it Zig, and we listened to that in the car on the way there. And I got to see the Cro-Mags, which I've listened to their first 2 albums. So we showed up really early, well, not really early, but we showed up before anything started because we didn't know the order of the opening bands, you know, who was coming on first or whatever, and I really wanted to see the Cro-Mags. And good thing we did because they were the first to come on, and they were really good. And there were some songs I didn't know, but I definitely sung along to the ones I did know. And funny thing, my dad has this like obsession with like Googling stuff. Like when we're watching like movies or TV shows, he'll be like Googling the actors and stuff and like finding out everything about them. So while the Cro-Mags were playing, he was just like Googling them. And so when they were done, and you know, it was quiet and they were setting up for the next band and stuff and we were waiting, he turns to me and he's like, "Did you know the lead singer's wife is a lawyer?" And I was like, "No, I did not." So yeah, my dad did some Cro-Mags research. And then the next 2 bands, God, I don't even remember. It was some other band, I don't remember, and then Down, which, I mean, I wouldn't say they were both bad. I think they both were fine, but I sat through most of it, you know, just because I was trying to conserve energy for Danzig. So I wasn't like up jumping around like I was for the Cro-Mags, but honestly the anticipation was just killing me waiting for Danzig to actually come out. So that was what was taking up majority of my mind. But Danzig. Now let's get to that. Okay, so he opened with Skin Carver, which was pretty cool. Which is actually a song I used to not like, but now I do. It's definitely a good opening song to get everybody pumped up and everybody, you know, yelling, "Skin Carver," you know? Like, that doesn't sound concerning at all. Not in the slightest. And then I believe it was, I think he played, was it Twist of Cain next? I just can't even remember. And I was just screaming every lyric the entire time. I feel bad for the people around me because it was probably really obnoxious. I don't care. You know, like I've seen videos of people like complaining about the person in front of them, like screaming while they're at a concert. And I think that is so stupid because if you want to listen to the song I can't even speak. If you want to listen to the song uninterrupted, don't go to a concert. Go listen to it on your phone. Go outside, go home, and then listen to it in the comfort of your own bedroom. Like if I'm going to a concert, I want to hear all that stuff, you know? I hate noises. I hate hearing people talking a lot of the times. I hate any kind of noise. You could lock me in a pitch black dark room in complete silence, and I'd be fine. I'd be happy. Like, seriously, I don't like sounds. I love music, but I don't like sounds. But the sounds of a concert, the people, the music that's so loud that it almost hurts your ears. It does hurt your ears, but yet it's so good. I don't know, I just like it. So, you know, I don't feel bad, actually. I don't feel bad. But anyways, yeah, I honestly, you know, I had my dad take some videos. I haven't really wanted to watch them because I'm kind of afraid I'm just gonna cringe at hearing my screaming, but it doesn't matter, you know, it doesn't matter. I just had to let loose and just, like, you know, enjoy it fully, immerse myself, because I could have been paranoid about other people and stuff, you know, like a lot of the time I am, but, you know, sometimes you just gotta, like, forget about it, and that was one of the times where I just had to, you know. But it was pretty cool because the people that were next to us were pretty amused with my enthusiasm. At one point, one of them turned, actually multiple times, and, like, we fist bumped and, like, high-fived. And then at the end, they were asking my dad, or like, are you her dad? And I was like, yeah, that's my dad, you know. Which, my dad gets no credit in this. He didn't even know Danzig was a thing until a few months ago. Like, what? I get all the credit here. Don't look to him. But yeah, so that was cool. And also, they played some songs I was not expecting. I think, actually, you know what? Actually, the second song they played was not Twist a Cane. I think that was the third. The second song was Brand New God, which I was so excited because that is my favorite song off Danzig 4. I was not expecting that one, honestly. I don't know what I was expecting, but for some reason I was like, just nah, they're not gonna play that one, and they did, and it ruled. And also they played Hammer of the Gods from Death Red Sabaoth, I still can't say it, from that album, which is also my favorite song of the album. I was not expecting him to play anything off that album, and that was, it was so cool. I freaked out. He also played the new single, which I honestly hadn't listened to, Black Hell. But it was definitely cool to hear it for the first time live, and it was good. I think it was a good song. He played, obviously, you know, How the Gods Kill, Fantabulous. It was like dreamy. I don't even know how to describe it. I'm trying to search my brain for the right word. I can't think of it. Yeah, just hearing that live was so cool. Hearing everybody singing the O's together in unison with Danzig. That was good. That was so good. And Tired of Being Alive, I knew they were gonna play that one. And man, was it good. Oh. It's one of my favorite Danzig songs. It's awesome. Rides, he did Her Black Wings. And Danzig, I gotta be honest, he sounded really good. You know, I'm not gonna say I was expecting him to sound bad, but I wasn't expecting him to sound that good for being like almost 70 years old. I don't know. I mean, I was wiped out, you know, panting, just out of breath after. I don't know how he does it. Like, I was like, man, I should have brought my inhaler. It takes some serious stamina to do that. And I'm not even the one on stage. So, but yeah, he sounded really good. The videos don't do it justice, but he sounded really good in real life. And yeah, it was cool. And yeah, my voice, like, was shot, like, I could not speak. Like, I'm surprised the next day I was able to speak at all, which I was actually fine, but like when the lights came back on and I like tried to talk to my dad, like it was like a croak. It was so bad. Like, you know what it reminded me of? This is like gonna be a really insensitive comparison, but I sounded like, you know, those like anti-smoking PSAs? You know, like you're watching TV, a little kid, and like, you know, you go from like a toy commercial and then all of a sudden it just, the mood shifts and it's like this dark PSA. And, you know, they have the person on there that's like, I was a smoker for 40 years. And then they have like the hole in their throat or what. It's awful, but you know how those people usually sound? I'm not even joking. That's how I sounded. Like, it's not funny. It's not funny, but it's funny. That's like what it reminded me of. Like while I was hearing myself, like trying to talk to my dad, that's all I could think about. Like, oh my gosh, it was bad, and my ears were ringing. I couldn't hear, I couldn't speak, I couldn't hear anything, you know, but it was great. It was, I mean, it was great. It was worth it. But yeah, that's pretty much all I think. It was really cool. I mean, I still can't believe it happened. And, you know, I'm really grateful. It's getting dark, can't you see? That my dad, was cool enough to take me, because I was desperate. I was like, man, send me on my own. Fly me out to LA on my own. I don't care. I'm 17 now. I mean, come on. But my parents didn't want to do that. But it's just cool. I'm talking about it and like getting lost in thought thinking about it, but you can see my room's getting dark. It's getting dark. It's getting nighttime. The sun is going down. But yeah.